Have you ever felt the weight of life pressing down on you, questioning why things didn't turn out as you hoped? Moments when every plan seems to crumble and even surrender feels impossible? You're not alone. Many of us wrestle with trust, the kind of trust that asks us to believe in life even when it hurts, even when it seems unfair. Today we're going to explore how to walk with faith, even when the path is uncertain, and how small acts of courage can reconnect us to a sense of divine order. Trust is not a feeling, it's not an idea or a concept. Trust is a quiet courage. It is the steady thread that ties us to life when everything else seems loose. When life has been unpredictable, painful, disappointing, it is natural to resist. It is natural to ask, why me? Why now? But trust is not about denying reality. It's about pretending everything is fine. It is about remembering who holds the thread of it all, even when we cannot see. Imam Ali, may God be pleased with him, reminded us, patience is of two kinds: patience over what pains you, and patience against what you cover. This is a quiet, deep wisdom. It tells us that trust is not passive. It does not mean we must like or approve of life's challenges. It simply asks us to walk forward with a steady heart, even when we do not fully understand the journey. It is hard to trust life when past experiences have been harsh, when promises were broken, when dreams dissolved, when surrender seemed to fail. You may have said, I give this to life, only to watch your plans fall apart. This is not failure. This is the human experience. Trust is forged in the crucible of uncertainty. The soul learns its strength not when the path is smooth, but when the road is jagged and the night is long. Sometimes life only makes sense in reverse. You will see the purpose of certain events months or even years later, and yet faith is practiced forward, step by step, without knowing the full picture. Real trust is not loud. It is not a declaration of certainty or an absence of pain. It is the small, steady steps we take in the dark. It is the breath we take when the heart feels heavy. Trust says, even though I don't understand, I will walk. It is not a demand that life align perfectly with our desires. It is the quiet commitment to keep moving, even when tears come. The Sufi path teaches us that surrender is not about liking what is happening. It is about recognizing the presence of a greater thread that weaves through every moment of our life. Think of trust as planting seeds. You may not see the flower for a long time, but your care and attention determine their eventual blossom. Even in moments of doubt, life gives you small signs that you are supported. These are gentle reminders, like the conversation that shifts your perspective, a sudden insight that clarifies the next step, or a feeling of relief after a moment of release. These are the whispers of life guiding you, even when your mind cannot comprehend the plan. Learning to notice them is part of developing trust. Resistance is natural. The mind wants to control, predict, and understand. The heart wants comfort. And yet, the moment we encounter what we covet but cannot control, we are presented with the opportunity to practice patience. Patience is not waiting passively. Patience is aligning your steps with the rhythm of life, choosing the right action, however small, in a way that honors your soul's connection to the unfolding. As the spiritual tradition teaches, trust is a lived practice. It is not a single decision, but a series of small, faithful acts. Today I am sharing a simple exercise you can integrate into your day. At the end of each day, find a quiet moment, sit comfortably, and take a deep breath. Say aloud, slowly and with attention, even this has meaning. Even this is part of the unfolding. Pause. Let the words sink into your body, even if your mind does not fully agree. Breathe deeply, imagining that each exhale releases tension and each inhale draws in trust. These words plant the seeds of surrender. Over time, your heart will begin to catch up with your mind, and trust will grow steadily, silently, like water nourishing roots underground. Once you begin practicing trust, life itself begins to appear differently. Challenges are no longer just obstacles. They are lessons your soul is learning. Relationships are no longer coincidences. They are part of a larger tapestry. Even loss and disappointment reveal hidden meaning. This perspective is liberating. It allows you to move through life with more grace, more resilience, and more presence. It is not about avoiding suffering. It is about walking through it with eyes open, seeing the larger pattern, feeling the hidden thread that connects all moments. You begin to live more intuitively. Decisions become easier because you are not resisting life. You are listening to it. You trust that the steps you take are meaningful, even if the full picture remains unseen. Trust is not the absence of fear. It is courage in the presence of uncertainty. It is the willingness to keep moving, to act, to love, and to give even when the outcome is unknown. Each step taken with trust strengthens your connection to life. Each act of surrender expands your capacity for love and understanding. And each moment of faith teaches your soul to recognize that you're not at the mercy of randomness. You're part of a larger intentional design. As Rumi said, don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. Your trust in life transforms pain into wisdom, confusion into clarity, and fear into quiet courage. When you practice trust in small, steady ways, your life begins to align with a deeper wisdom. You start to see the divine thread woven through every moment, guiding you towards your soul's purpose. Remember, trust is a journey, not a destination. Each day, each breath, each choice is an opportunity to walk forward, even without full understanding, knowing that your steps are part of a sacred unfolding. If this message resonated with you, take a moment now to write in the comments. Today, I choose to trust the unfolding. Let it be a reminder that trust begins in small intentional acts, and that even in darkness, your courage illuminates the path forward.